live feed. Checking the condenser microphone for the live feed. You like the level, hopefully speakers will give you good proximity. Checking 1, 2, hey, check.
to stand up here today to welcome you to this very exciting event. Thank you for joining us to celebrate our college athletes today. And to start our program, we are going to introduce our basketball cheerleaders to perform for us, as in this exceptional year, they have not had the opportunity that they normally would have to have had as many performances. So we are thrilled to let them perform for you this morning. And at this time, I would like for them to go ahead and get started. Thank you. Thank you so much, girls, for your wonderful performance, and thank you so much for all you do for our school. We are glad to see you today. And at this time, I would like to invite our head of school, Mr. Masters, to the podium.
Join me as I ask God's blessing on our time here together and give him thanks for all that we're celebrating and the future that's in his strong hands. Pray with me, would you? Our Heavenly Father, we come boldly before you, thankful for the gift of eternal life through Jesus Christ. Thank you for the opportunity to gather together here to recognize some amazing young people. Just recognizing that they've had gifts, they've worked hard to develop those gifts and talents, that they've been supported by teammates and friends, especially by parents and family members and coaches who've contributed to their growth, not just with these skills, but with their love for you and a desire to serve you with everything that they have. Lord, may you continue to grant an increase to the seeds that have been planted in their lives. May they be ambassadors for you, even as they commit to being ambassadors for these schools that they'll be joining. Thank you again for this whole cloud of witnesses that are here to observe and celebrate their lives. May you continue to bless them richly as they go on from here to serve you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thanks for joining us in celebration of the accomplishments of these young men and women, both in the classroom and on the field of play. The BA community has gathered together because teachers, teammates, coaches, and families have all been instrumental parts of each of these individual journeys. It is a time for us to celebrate with them as they move forward next year into a new academic and athletic community that will be blessed by the gifts and talents with which God has blessed them. Let me introduce, as we get going, Coach Chandler Gannick.
As Taylor approaches, I'll kind of get started. I appreciate you all being here today. I think this is a special day for Brentwood Academy and a special day for our program. to see all these athletes here makes me proud to be an alumni, and very thankful for this school and the emphasis we have on continuing and playing and education for these kids. For all three of the baseball players who are shining today, they all kind of fall under a blanket of they make our program better. Taylor is a great example of that. Taylor's a leader on and off the field. He's a program guy. He's a guy that makes other people better. He's a coach on the field for me. I trust him and know that what he says to me and the way he handles himself is the right way. He comes from a great family, a family of believers who love our school, and he is a big asset to our school and will be greatly missed. Taylor is going to continue playing baseball at Mississippi State University, and we're very, very, very proud of you and excited for you, man. As Joe walks up, I remember actually speaking to Joe's dad, Paul, who's a faculty member here back before they actually came, and was really excited to get to know them and get to know him. And both Joe and his family and Paul and the whole family have been a great asset and a great addition to our school. Joe is a hard worker. He puts in the time. I know a lot of these athletes have put in a lot of time. Joe's right there with him. He's here on the weekends. He's here after everybody else. He's here before everybody else. And he does it at a high level. And that's, again, means a lot to our school and to our program. I am proud of him. The pandemic that we dealt with really was hard for baseball recruiting because a lot of guys need to be seen playing. There's just not, video is not as important in baseball. Coaches need to come see us play, and they need to watch you play multiple times because they've got to see who you are and how you handle yourself. And you may have had one bad game, but they need to see you a lot. And this really affected a lot of our athletes. Joe and Cairn University were a perfect fit. They reached out to us. He reached out to them. They got to see him through some video and some stuff and kind of took a chance on him without seeing a lot of game action. And I really believe that he is going to impact that school in a really, really, really big way. We are very proud of you, Joe. Joe is going to be continuing playing baseball at Cairn University in Langhorne Manor, Pennsylvania. These three seniors all together are really special. They've put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. They've put in a lot of work, and they really love this school, and they love our program, and they embody what we try to do here athletically. Christian is a guy that really needed last year. I was really looking forward to watch Christian play. He was going to be able to put a lot of innings and time with our varsity program, and I think it was going to do a lot for him. Now, the good part is Christian played a lot of baseball last year. He still got to put in some time in the summer. But I was really looking forward to having him with us last year for the first time with the varsity. Again, this affected him. And he worked really hard in the off season in the summer, trying to be seen and trying to be noticed. And again, we were able to match him up and find a school that was really interested in him. And they were really excited to get him. Christian is a guy that loves baseball and loves our school. His family's invested in the school, and he makes our program better. And that's really what you're looking for with these guys. Do they make your program better while they're here, and do they have an impact once they leave? And all three of these guys are doing that. I'm really proud of you, Christian. Christian is going to play baseball at Central College in Pella, Iowa.
Good morning. Congratulations to the athletes and the families that are here today. What a testament to your perseverance, sacrifice, and hard work over the years. I'm Rhonda Brown, the head girls basketball coach, and it's my pleasure and great joy to celebrate Jayla Lee. I've had the pleasure of coaching a lot of wonderful girls basketball players over my years at Brentwood Academy. None have had as much impact in such a short a period of time as Jayla Lee. If you don't know Jayla, you're missing out. I asked a few of her teammates to describe her, and this is what they said. She's selfless. She puts the team and the team's goals before herself. She's humble. Never once have I heard her say how good she was. She's always looking for ways to improve. She's scrappy. She hustles. She never takes a play off. She does the dirty work nobody else wants to do. She's sincere. She's very honest and kind-hearted and cares deeply about those around her. She's energetic. She's full of energy and is always encouraging and setting the tone. She's hilarious. She never fails to make us smile and laugh. You will never see Jayla without that big, bright Jayla smile. She's a listener. You can always be completely honest with her and tell her anything on your mind at any time, and she will listen. She's the GOAT. She's the greatest teammate of all time, and her basketball skills are GOAT-worthy. As you can see, she's beloved by our team. As a player, Jayla's a coach's dream. If she had a bad day in the last 2 years, I haven't seen it. I have to give a shout out to her parents for raising Jayla with a true servant's heart. In a world full of drains, Jayla's a fountain. She's a light to others. She lives by her strong faith. She's always smiling, and she tries to make the best of every situation. Jayla's the hardest worker I've ever coached. I've been here 20 years. She loves doing extra shots, extra reps, extra sprints, extra film, whatever. She's coachable. I've had very few players that take coaching as well as Jayla. She wants to get better, and she takes coaching as a way to improve. Jayla's confidence comes from knowing who she is in Jesus. I'm going to end by stealing a few verses from Proverbs 31. But where it says she, I'm going to put Jayla. Jayla sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She does have some guns. Jayla's clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Jayla will be furthering her basketball career at St. Francis Brooklyn College. Congrats, Jaylee. We're so proud of you.
Asta, I know you've worked extremely hard for this. My name is Rebecca Holmes, and it is my great honor and privilege to talk about Asta Sorensen today. As most of you know, Asta came to BA this year as a senior, and as we all can imagine, this is a hard thing to do. Not hard for her to make the cheerleading squad because she's an incredible cheerleader, but I was worried it might be hard for her to become a part of a squad of girls who many had cheered together since 7th grade. I did not have to worry for long. From that first day that we met Asta, she immediately became a part of the squad. Truly, within the first week of practice, Asta was giving advice to girls, and they were listening to her ideas and listening to her advice, and it's a true testament to your character and leadership ability. Asta is the total package. On the one hand, she has the necessary athletic ability to cheer in college. She has the elite tumbling, the jumps, the flexibility, the body control and being thrown in the air, sometimes very high, I might add. But on the other hand, she has the intangibles that are also necessary to cheer in college. She has the work ethic, the desire. She has the leadership, like I mentioned already. And most importantly, though, in college, she has the confidence necessary to command the attention of a huge stadium full of thousands of people. Hopefully next year, full of thousands of people. And cheer is different like that. It's a different sport. You have to have both, and Asta does. Asta, I will miss you very much next year. I wish I had more time with you. The rest of the squad wishes they had more time with you. You had such a huge impact on us in such a short amount of time, not only as an athlete, but as a person of great faith, who did devotions and team prayers for our squad. When I think of Asta, she's so petite, but I know she will have a huge influence on everyone that she comes in contact with next year as she continues her cheer career at Liberty University.
I'm Jim Chapman. I'm the varsity swim coach here at Brentwood Academy. There's an old saying in the swimming world that goes like this: real athletes don't wear shoes. I've known Samuel since he was 5 years old. I've coached him when he was young. Believe me, he's a real athlete. He was fast then, he's the real deal now. Never have I met another swimmer with the energy level and the drive of Samuel Tiblier. Say what you will about other sports and all the hard work it takes to be great at something like that. I get it, but to swim at such a high level, like Samuel does, takes so much more. He takes his shoes off, puts his face in the water, stares at the black line on the bottom of the pool for hours on end, all the while deprived of oxygen. Only swimmers know what this feels like, of course. Samuel swims in the fast lane. He always has, he always will. He's all region, all state, currently holds 9 of our 11 school records. He's broken them so many times I've lost count. The last 2 records are 16 years old, and they're on their way out soon, and eventually he'll have all 11 of our school records. SMU is getting a godly young man. I will miss him terribly. It's always fun and reassuring when I see Samuel on the block, knowing that the race is over before it even begins. As Samuel matriculates to Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, to continue his swimming journey at the next level in the American Athletic Conference and even beyond, while pursuing a career in medicine, I am resisting the urge to say stuff like his future is bright. He has a great future ahead of him. He's only scratching the surface of his potential. You know, all the usual stuff that coaches say. So instead, I'll finish like this. There is no doubt in my mind that he will have huge success at SMU, but it would not surprise me one bit if one day BA's very own Samuel Tiblier becomes a household name as we all watch him on TV, proudly standing on a podium in Paris, France, or even Los Angeles in 28, wearing a huge smile or maybe even crying a few tears as the American flag is being raised during the playing of the national anthems of the United States, followed by chants of USA, USA, USA.
I'm Coach Lehman. I'm the head coach for the varsity girls track and field team. Today I have the privilege to talk about a fantastic cross-country and track athlete, Calliope Clayton. I had the honor of briefly being Calliope's head track coach last spring during our very short and interrupted season, but since I have not had the opportunity to coach her in a full season as of yet, I asked for some insight from some of her other coaches, both former and current. Coach Cole, her cross-country coach, shared the following highlights from her past few seasons. As a freshman and a sophomore, she was an alternate for the BA state meet. As a junior, she finished 6th overall at the state cross-country meet. She improved over 90 seconds at the steeplechase course from her sophomore year to her junior year. Also, even in the middle of fighting a serious injury, this year, Calliope was granted the title of captain for the 2020 cross-country season due to the fact that her coach and teammates saw the daily leadership and encouragement she brought to the team. Coach Josh Parkey shared a couple key moments or pictures he remembers. One was when he bumped into Calliope walking out of the gym after the academic awards her sophomore year. It made perfect sense to him to see her with her hands full of academic awards because of her hard work in the classroom, and she lifts up her classmates with encouragement, and she performs when it counts, not only in the classroom but also on the track. The second picture he described is her running the last 200 meters of her 800 race like, in his words, an absolute wild woman. Every single time she ran, she consistently passed girls like they were standing still. Finally, Coach Atkins summed up his thoughts on Calliope. I don't think you would find a better example of an athlete tying their running to their faith in Jesus. He also noted that it would not be a stretch to say that without an injury, she was going to have a chance to be a or the top finisher in the cross-country state championship her senior year. Clearly, Calliope is an encouraging and consistent leader on both her cross-country and track teams. Her desire to improve and grow as a runner is obvious to anyone who gets to know her, and I know that she will continue to bring the same dedication to her training and competition to Lipscomb University, where she will continue her running career in both the cross-country and track and field seasons.
I think it's worth repeating at this point, and several of the coaches have already mentioned just how important the connection is at every level. I mean, this is truly a group effort when we think about coach and athlete and families, and Amari certainly has an amazing family. I never thought I would see a faster Biggers than Kirsten Biggers, but sorry, Coach, we do have one here faster than you. Let me tell you something about Amari Biggers. The first day he set foot on the track for our winter practice, his freshman year, he was a leader. And he was a leader without saying a word. From day one, literally, Amari led our sprinters and Raiders for life, through his impeccable practice effort, incredible attitude, and truly boundless joy. In my 10 years of being the head track coach, I've not seen another young man lead like that and to do it so consistently. I think all of the spring track coaches, as was mentioned by Coach Gannick, feel a little bit cheated out of the season. We lost last spring, and certainly these student athletes suffered even more. Amari was certainly poised to play a huge role for our team last year, and of course he will this spring as well. Amari's a versatile runner, and he would be one of our top runners from every distance, from the 100 to the 800 meters. Okay, 800? No, we'll see. He was a key contributor on our state championship teams in 2018 and 2019. On that latter team, he ran on the 4x2 and 4x400 relays and the open 400 in the state meet. On the AAU and USA track and field circuit, Amari's a 6-time All-American in the sprints and long jump. He's the national indoor record holder for TFC USA in the 60 meters. And his 4x200 relay team last year was #1 in the country, but did not get to run the national meet because of COVID-19. More importantly than all of Amari's track achievements, he's a first-class young man. His kindness and joy and that ever-present smile are always readily apparent, and he has the respect and admiration of his entire class, not just his teammates. Amari is one of my African-American history classes this year. He's an engaged student and a joy to teach. In addition to his success in the classroom, Amari has a deep and abiding relationship with the Lord. In short, Amari's made a tremendous impact on our school community, and I believe he's a model Brentwood Academy student because he embraces every aspect of our mission. I'm confident that he'll make an equally lasting impact at Christian Brothers University in Memphis, where he will sign a scholarship to run track and field.
Hi, I'm Laura Eldridge, a girls soccer coach. This is my 4th season as the girls coach, and this senior class is a significant one for me. They're the first group I've had from freshmen all the way through seniors, so I've got to watch them grow. They will always hold a special place in my heart, but their work on the field will forever be remembered by the BA soccer community. 3 leaders of this group sit with me today. First up, Miss Lucy James Knox, LJ. Perhaps one of the most athletic players that I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. As hard as I tried, there was not a fitness test that LJ could not pass and just make it look simple. LJ has the ability to make difficult things look effortless. For example, on the field, LJ plays center back for us. Occasionally, People would break through our back line and cheers would erupt from their sideline, but my coaches and I would look at each other and just kind of laugh, shrug it off, because we know any second LJ would sweep in from out of nowhere with a swift tackle and a skillful coif, the ball would be going the other direction. While her talent on the field is undeniable, LJ is also a natural leader. Her work rate and competitive spirit bring out the best in those around her. She cares for teammates on and off the field, especially the underclassmen. Her attentiveness and guidance of our freshmen this season was particularly fun to watch. LJ, thank you for all you have done for the BA soccer program. You are without a doubt one of the best players we have ever had come through. And you have absolutely changed it for the better. I've loved every minute of watching you grow and flourish for the past 4 years, and I cannot wait to watch you excel at Auburn University. Congratulations. I'm honored to speak about Felicity Chandler today. She could have easily played at the collegiate level for basketball, softball, or soccer. The fact that she has chosen soccer puts an additional exclamation on her already successful senior season. Felicity has been through a lot as a BA soccer player. After an injury sidelined her freshman year, Felicity came out on fire her sophomore season. Over the course of 3 or 4 games, she tallied about 8 goals, making her our leading scorer for most of the season. This combination of blazing speed and uncanny ability to always be in the right place at the right time just made her a natural. Flash forward to junior season, and our leading goal scorer was now protecting our net. This concept is less than ideal on paper. However, Felicity found her home as keeper and began to thrive. Her tenacious work ethic and a beautiful partnership with Coach Odie has made her an agile, sometimes loud, fearless, and sought-after keeper in only 2 short years. Felicity, I cannot express how much I appreciate who you are. Over the past 4 seasons, I have asked you to play multiple positions, and you have never once given me attitude or questioned my request. Instead, you accept the challenge and bring your best to every every training session and game. You are the definition of best all around. And I cannot wait to watch your career continue with Trevecca Nazarene University. Congratulations, Felicity. All right, next is Taya Uli. She just whispered it to me, I still can't do it. Taya Tag, that's how I will call her. Taya came to us her sophomore year, adding more talent to this already gifted group. I will never forget her first practice. Watching her play brought butterflies of excitement. Throughout the session, a number of her teammates whispered to me, "Oh my gosh, this girl is good." They too realized what an incredible talent we had been blessed with. Taya is a dancer on the ball. She has no fear when it comes to taking on opponents. 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders, it doesn't matter. They simply can't touch her. Deceptive, crafty, and clever, watching Taya on the ball is beautiful entertainment. While we will absolutely miss Taya's presence on the field, it is her vibrant, kind-hearted, bubbly spirit that is irreplaceable to this team. No matter what is going on around her, Taya is always positive. Taya always has a positive attitude and a smile on her face. Even in the middle of a fitness test, she can make her teammates laugh and lighten the mood. Her effervescence makes it easy for her teammates to look up to her. She is a natural leader. Taya, I'm forever grateful that you chose Brentwood Academy. You have changed our program for the better, and will forever be a bright light in my coaching memories. Taya, I cannot wait to see what the future brings for you at Southern Virginia University. Congratulations.
Hi, I'm Randy O'Brien. I'm here to introduce two of our defensive linemen for our football team this year. First one, starting with James Stewart. He was a two-way starter for us. He had a great year this year. He played more snaps than probably any other lineman we had, and I don't think he ever asked to come out of the game once. One of the things that impressed me most about James was how coachable he was. This was my first year coaching him at this position, and James already had a bunch of the offers, and I think he'd already committed even before the season had started or close to it. But he always listened, and he always tried to do what was asked of him. He didn't have to do that. He could have said, "This is the way I've always done it. I'm just going to keep doing it this way. I'm already going to college." But he didn't do any of that. He listened. He tried to do everything the way he was asked, and I think that made him a better leader. And that's one thing I'm really proud of about him. He had a great year on the field. He was an all-state player for us. He was an all-region player. But what impressed me most about James was the position, the role we asked him to do it was a lot of dirty work. It was a lot of getting double teamed. It was a lot of things that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily consider fun. But in this day and age, stats are important to a lot of people, and stats wasn't really conducive to what James did to make us successful. He never once complained. Every single time he went out there in film and practice, he did as best he could to make the team better. And that's what impressed me the most about James. And that's why I know how successful he's going to be at the University of Memphis and moving forward from that. James, we're going to miss you. We love you. Congratulations. Next, we have Philip Husband, who also had a great season for us at defensive line. Really started for him in the offseason. He worked really, really hard, incredibly hard to change his body. He dropped some weight. He got much more quicker, much more explosive, which really helped him make plays for us throughout the entire year. Philip, as a junior, he'd moved around a lot, but this year he settled into the position of field side defensive end for us. He made it a very solid point of our defense. I guarantee you no opposing coaches looked at that spot and said, that's where we're going to attack that team. He did a great job for us. He had one of the most productive seasons I've ever had from a defensive lineman. He had a knack for harassing opposing quarterbacks with the sacks and the knockdowns, and I believe it was around 40 times he caused incomplete passes just by being in their face. So he made a lot of plays for us, especially on key downs. He was all-state, he was all-mid-state, he was all-region. He was voted by the sports writers and the coaches. Again, great year on the field. But, more about Philip, he was a defensive-only player for us. So I got to spend a lot of time with him in practice. I was around him a lot. And I got to know him, and how good of a person he is besides the football player. And, BA's loss is Wheaton's gain here. He's going to do a great job there. We're going to miss you. I miss you. I love you. Proud of you. Congratulations.
Gotta fluff my beard back up after that mask. All right, Scott Wells, offensive line coach. I have the honor of presenting a couple of guys. Also, congratulations, James. No, I don't get to present you, but you get a good one presenting you. But everybody else, congratulations, Amari, Taylor, obviously everybody else. But Eli arrived on campus a couple years ago from Innsworth. Being a coach's kid, he's bounced around from a bunch of different schools. Showed up with a lot of expectations, great expectations, and a tremendous amount of confidence. All right, I've talked to some people lately and said, if you don't know Eli, you often will mistake his confidence for arrogance, but it's confidence. You need that to be successful in this sport. Being as naturally big and athletic as he is, he was obviously already receiving a lot of attention from schools. A lot of the times, that's based on natural ability, size, potential, upsize, etc. It would have been very easy for Eli to come in here and coast through 2 years at BA, just basically resting on his laurels. Fortunately for us, he didn't do that. He showed up every day with a purpose and a goal to get better. And not only to get better, but to get the people around him better. It was great to see the amount of time he spent in the film room and really being a student of the game, pulling me aside, pulling Coach Matthews aside, pulling other guys aside, and really trying to fine-tune his craft as an offensive lineman. Not every game was perfect, but he took constructive criticism and he applied it, and he improved, and by the end of the year, I think he was playing his best football. Now, for me, as a coach, it's even more important to see how these guys that are built like this take the other guys under their wing. Eli, having my son play next to him, was huge for me to see him take Jackson under his wing and help him to develop into a player. Obviously, they all did. I had a great group of guys. I mean, 4 out of 5 guys in my line are going to play college football. That's huge. But to see these guys, and especially Eli, take a young player under his wing and help him develop shows me who he is as a person and the character he has. With that said, Eli was able to finish up his career at BA, 2-time All-Region, 2-time All-State, a huge asset for this offensive line. Oftentimes, I believe every quarterback he's blocked for would say they were grateful that he was protecting that left side of the line. And again, Eli will be attending the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. So that tells you right there he's also a smart kid. So congratulations, Eli. Love you, and I'm grateful to be your coach. You ready? All right. I've known Cody a long time. All right. So starting here as a middle school coach, he's one of the guys I've had from 7th grade up since he's been here. You had a brief stint. You were somewhere else, but you came back home. But Cody, I actually have known him longer than that. Cody was my son's host, I guess you call it, when my son shadowed BA. So it was kind of interesting to see him grow and develop into the young man that he is after hearing the stories that I heard coming from my son when he was in 5th grade, shadowing a 6th grade Cody West. I've come to accept the fact that Cody is a clown. He loves a good laugh. He leads with laughter. He oftentimes, the laughter is confused with not caring or being aloof, but that's not the case. He just is a joyous guy. He always seems to be happy. And I know that's not the case, but he always presents himself with a smile, which is infectious to everybody else. It's huge to have a guy like that, especially in an offensive line room where we are salt of the earth people. And a lot of times we are very sensitive because we are highly criticized at times. And these guys know I am on them. I have high expectations. So again, Cody, it's been great to know you. It's been great to see you grow. I think that you always viewed yourself as a D lineman, which I always preached to you, this is the side you need to be on. But and even though you tried really hard to convince me otherwise, starting in 7th grade, refusing to get in a proper offensive line stance, oftentimes having the ball snapped while your knee was still on the ground, getting into your stance. But again, it's amazing to see how you've developed, how you've put in the time, not really knowing where you fit from time to time, sometimes defense, sometimes offense, and then this year finally fully embracing offensive line. And I know the guys you played next to loved having you in there. And really the moment where it all culminated for me was watching you slide on pass protection and completely decleat an unsuspecting nose tackle that's rushing on James. As a coach, that is a moment of beauty. When you see a guy that understands the big picture and he realizes, all right, I did my job, nobody's here, I'm going to punish that guy, knowing he will slow down his rush the next time. And I know James, being as exhausted as he often was appreciative of that. A lot of you guys did that, watching Quentin Nelson trying to mimic that. But again, Cody, I love you. I've enjoyed the time I've had with you. You mean a lot to me. I hope you know that anytime you need something. But Cody will be continuing playing at Carson Newman University next year.
I'm Jason Matthews. I'm also an offensive line coach at Brentwood Academy. Which way you want to go, Noah? You want to go nice or you want to go? No, I'm not going to do it. There's so many different things I think of when I think of Noah Josie. I think of, obviously, size. I think of hard work. I think of the inevitable one play a game where he goes the wrong way and everybody else goes the right way, and he looks back at me and Coach Wells and says, why is everybody else wrong? I think about the number of Twitter followers that increase every week that he was in the football league. You remember all those things, Noah? He and I have been going back and forth with this Twitter thing for years. Let me tell you the real story behind Noah, because this is what I think is important. The first time I met Noah and his family is when they came in for an interview, and I saw exactly what we're looking for at Brentwood Academy. He exemplified the triangle: lineman, body, mind, and spirit. Or something to that matter. He had everything we wanted. The kid wanted to do something athletically from a standpoint of all different things. He wrestled even for a little bit with Coach Wells. But what I remember about that is that he wanted to go to an academic place. And more importantly, what I remember about that is that his foundation was set in Jesus Christ. Unequivocally, that's what he said. Of course, he went off and he played a lot of games for us, and I can talk about all that, but you guys know what he's done on the football field. He's led our football team. He's been there in the highs and the lows. But what I love about Noah Josie is that trend line, and we always talk about that trend line for our athletes. If they start here, we want them to finish here. It doesn't just keep going up. It goes up and down. I've learned more about this kid in those down times than those up times. I've had so many great conversations with him. He has no idea how he's helped me. I'm just so happy that I've been able to spend time with him. The story I want to leave you with Noah Josie was after his senior year, after we go undefeated for the whole year, we lose a heartbreaker in the semifinals. And I get a call from another parent who said, I just want to compliment one of your boys. I said, what happened? Well, one of your boys after that loss, you could tell he had tears in his eyes, but he walked over to my son, who's a middle schooler here, gave his gloves to him and said, hey, you're next. Go carry on the name of this great school. The kid was just, he's got him on his dresser now. He's got him in a frame. He affects this school, and we need a whole bunch of Noah Josies in this school. He ended up getting all the accolades, the All-Regions, the All-States, all that. He's an Under Armour All-American, just a great guy. I can't thank his parents enough for trusting us with him, and I can't thank him enough for the conversations and the growth that he's helped me become as a man. Help me congratulate Noah Josie as she's going to the University of Virginia to play football for the Who's.
I'm David Norris, and I have the privilege to talk about two of our football players today. First up, Elijah Oldsfall. Elijah was a two-year starter on defense. He moved to inside linebacker for his senior year, where he earned all Williamson County and all region honors. Elijah is the epitome of hard work, dedication, and commitment. He has worked tirelessly in the weight room to become pound for pound the strongest football player on our team. Elijah is what I call an extra mile guy. He's willing to do more than just what's expected of him. This is all because he has a mentality, an all-in mentality. When he commits to something, he is in with his entire body, soul, and spirit. All of him, every ounce of him, is committed to being successful. Because of this mentality, he has always displayed a positive, coachable attitude. He has always been willing to do anything his coaches ask of him. Now, every defensive coach needs a battering ram, a human torpedo, and someone who uses his body to destroy offensive blocking schemes. And this was Elijah Oatsfall, a.k.a. the human torpedo. I would often blitz him through the middle of offensive formations where he powerfully would torpedo through and blow up offensive plays. He is a strong, powerful football player. But the best quality that I admire in him is his genuine care for people, all people. Through his mission work, through his relationships with his classmates here at BA, he loves people. It's my great honor to announce that Elijah Oatsfall will further his education and play football at the United States Naval Academy. Congratulations, buddy. Next, Amir Anur. Amir is a 3-year starter at corner. This past year, he earned all Williamson County, all region, all mid-state, and all state honors. These honors were well-deserved from a stellar senior season. Every defensive coach hopes for, but seldom finds, a shutdown corner. Someone who can cover the opponent's best receiver and lock him down for the entire game. That is exactly what Amir did for us this year. He consistently helped eliminate one side of the field versus our opponent's passing attacks. What makes him so successful is his incredible work ethic and a tremendous desire to play at his very best. He is a highly competitive young man, and he loves the challenge of competition. Amir is willing to do more than what is expected of him. He displays an extremely positive attitude and is very respectful. Amir leads by example. He consistently demonstrated proper practice habits and set a great example on how to prepare each and every week. But what I admire the most about Amir is his humility. He is confident but not cocky. He doesn't brag, but lets his play do his talking, which is the right way to conduct oneself. I am so proud to announce that Amir Anur will further his education and play football at Wofford University. Love you, bud. Congratulations.
I'm Buddy Alexander, and before I get started, I need to make sure everybody, I do not enjoy public speaking, but I'll do anything to get out of this mask a few minutes. I'm here to have the honor to speak about Elijah Ely. To me, in my eyes, he is the poster child for high school football. like so many others, he came in his freshman year, and at the high school level, if you're not sure what position you are, you end up in the wide receiver line. So there's a bunch of them there. It's hard to differentiate yourself, but when you come in, you're in a new school, in a new environment with new coaches, learning a new language, new formations, new plays, new everything, new teammates. And he did a great job just assimilating into our program. His sophomore year was he was a steady player at the JV level. And his ability is not what jumped out and grabbed us or me, but it was his attitude. And visibly seeing him become a player that understands the team concept and he endears himself to his teammates. His junior year, we had several significant injuries in the skill positions, and we started moving people from offense to defense, inside receiver, outside, everything kind of shuffled. The only constant really through all that was Elijah. And he got his opportunity that year. And you have an uncanny way of making big catches. Your catches may not be as many as somebody else's, but your catches tend to move the chains. It's always a conversion. It's always a big play in that drive. It's a touchdown. It's something big. And I had that comfort when you were there that was going to happen. I'll always remember the 2-minute drive against McCauley. I mean, you were phenomenal that drive. Which leads to him where he is sitting today as a senior, which is a solid, dependable, reliable teammate. Great kid. Between his junior and senior year, he really improved his skill technique, his speed, and he became the biggest Elijah Ely he can be in high school. So I am so thrilled that you decided to continue to play, continue your college career at Birmingham Southern University. Congratulations.
This extra mic down here, I can't hardly see now. I'm getting old, so I'm going to have to increase my font. This is big. This is a great class. I know we're getting towards the end, and I'll talk about that, but it's a lot of fun to see this group. There'll be more that are in the stands watching. Probably they'll make some decisions later, but it's really, really enjoyable to see the variety, and it's a testament to y'all as a group. It's a special class. So I have the honor to speak on Tegan Linderink. Tegan arrived this summer amidst a lot of concerns about football's return to play in Michigan. His family took a risk and trusted Brentwood Academy, for which we are eternally grateful. The Linderinks have been a perfect fit into our community as a family, and we are blessed by their becoming a part of our family. His drive, easy spirit, immense talent, and competitiveness was evident immediately upon his arrival. I was also sitting in my office and I saw him kick like a 60-yarder. I thought, holy cow, I don't know if I've seen that before. That was exciting. Crazy. A testament to his stellar personal character is how easily he was welcomed by his teammates, particularly the kicking specialists. I think it was a character trait for this football team really as a whole, that they were all in and wanted the best for the group regardless of how it would impact them personally. It was pretty easy to see early on that Tegan was going to be really incredible in helping our special teams, though as it turned out, his just being talented isn't what really made him enjoyable to work with. It was his coachability, confidence, sense of humor, and willingness to work at his craft that made him fun to coach. His lessons with Coach Wilhoit showed he learned how to find anything but himself at fault on a rare miss. That's a kicking thing. I figured this out now. So it's always something else that happened. That way he's always confident. I appreciate that about you, T. I've learned, as I said, I've learned from kickers past, this allows one never to question his own abilities, hence sustained self-confidence. I really like to think my ability to question his own abilities, my ability to boil it down to simply telling him, kick it between the two vertical posts during practice, truly allowed him to reach another level. I think he would agree with that. To be completely forthright, Tegan is one of the best kickers I've seen in high school in 25 years of coaching. Because, as Coach Wilhoit says, his best attribute is a mental toughness and an ability to block out every distraction in the biggest moments. He made an incredible impact on our team and school. Teagan was recognized as the Tennessee Titans Mr. Football Kicker of the Year, which is the best kicker in the entire state, regardless of class, and named to numerous all-state teams this season. He is a wonderful young man and has made our school and this class better way beyond his contributions as a kicker. He will represent us well as he travels with Eli Sutton to continue his career as a Tar Heel at the University of North Carolina. We are truly proud of you, Teagan. Congratulations. We come to a conclusion. I know it's a little longer than we went, but I think this is one of those things where length is okay because it's a testament to some talents and some special skills that these people have brought to our school. We thank you for being here. At this time, I'd like to ask the families and signees to remain sitting while we dismiss the senior class to their academic classes. Miss Allie Mudd will be instructing all of us in order to get the pictures done well and in an organized fashion. Seniors, at this time, you're dismissed. Thank you for being here. All right.